Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Wednesday, December 21st, 2016, and here are some of today's trends in the news on the market front. Remember, we're going into the holiday season. Not a lot of action. Everything's kind of mixed a little bit. Over here in the States, they still didn't hit that Dow 20,000 mark yet, but got close, and now it's going down a little bit. Again, we think that this is just about the peak at this point in the new Trump candidacy. The market shot up a lot without a lot of news. Remember, 3 reasons why the market's going up. Number 1, tax cuts for corporations. Number 2, stimulus. But again, when we add it up, not a lot there. $100 billion a year, not a lot of dough. 10-year, they're talking $1 trillion over 10 years. Remember, Obama did an $831 billion stimulus program. It amounted to nothing. And then finally, deregulation. So, the markets have been boosted up on that, and now we think it's going to go down a little bit. But you never know. And we don't tell people what to do in the marketplace. On the oil front, prices are down a little bit. U.S. crude settles down after surprise build in crude stockpiles. They rose 2.3 million barrels in the week of December 16th as refineries hiked output. Again, we've had a very cold beginning of the winter. It's not even just, hey, wait a minute. Today's the first day of winter. That's right. And we've had some real icy patches going on. So, you never know. There's always those wild cards, either man-made or made by Mother Nature. And this one's made by Mother Nature. So that's going to drive oil prices up. But again, remember the rig count keeps going up. So, on the economic news here in the States, again, the markets are flat, but interesting. Remember, interestingly, interest rates are going up. And existing home sales in America hit 5.61 million units, and weekly mortgage applications went up 2.5%. And you would have thought they went down, but again, it's showing you the optimism in the economy. And there's optimism over there in Japan, too. Bank of Japan raises growth outlook as yen slides. The Bank of Japan has kept monetary policy on hold and turned optimistic on the growth outlook as a slide in the yen sharply improves the country's prospects for 2017. Japan's economy was, quote, likely to turn to a moderate expansion with rising domestic demand, large-scale fiscal stimulus, and growing exports, the central bank said yesterday. And you know what that is.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
The Central Bank of Japan has been wrong on every forecast they made. It's great. Your currency's getting weaker. You import a lot of stuff in that island, don't you? So it's going to cost you more to buy it. Oh, no, but that's going to be good because they say right over here that they expect retail sales to increase. How? Oh, you're going to export more. Yeah, a little bit more. But everybody's currency is going down. So it's an even game. Hey, take a look over there in China. The central bank said it would keep overnight interest rates at a minus 0.1% and cap 10-year bond yields at around 0. It would continue to purchase government bonds at a pace of 80 trillion yen a year and equities at a pace of 6 trillion annually, and corporate bonds at a pace of 3.2 trillion yen. It's a rigged game. Has nothing to do with true market discovery. It's the Bank of Japan. It's
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
That's what it is. But hey, they all do it. Interesting story here in today's Bloomberg, December 21st. Lacing dog treats with cannabis is big business. Wow. Huh. Even for a puppy. Cat Donatello's black lab Austin was hyperactive. After experimenting with natural supplements on her older dog, Brady, Donatello slipped the puppy a special biscuit. It just kind of took the edge off him, she recalled. The treat contained cannabidiol, cannabidiol, better known as CBD, a chemical compound extracted from the marijuana plant. The CBD supplements were expensive, so she ended up making her own. This is the whole story. And now she has a product out there. CBD pet product sales nationwide doubled. And they're looking at $150 million over the next 4 years. Academic research about CBD's effects on animals is nearly non-existent. And the FDA, well, they haven't done any studies on it, so they can't say anything either. You know who is doing work on this? Israel. Israel's at the leading edge of where medical marijuana is going, and this country is still blind about it. Again, this is a big trend. It's one of your top trends for 2017. Reefer money madness. Ahead of the news and on top of the trend. And if that's not enough, check out your trend alert. Trend alert. Will marijuana stocks lose their high under Trump? Read all about it. We have an analysis in there that guaranteed no one else does. This is big business, a lot of profit opportunities. And again, once more, we're working very closely with Agora Financial to find out where the opportunities in the markets are. We don't have anything to do with providing that information. We only provide where the trend is going, and if you're interested, they'll tell you what stocks are going up, which ones are going down. Unpaid student debt is going up, and the people that have to pay it, their income is going down. And you know who they're forcing to pay it? Seniors. That's right. Unpaid student loans bite seniors. The federal government is increasingly, check this out, taking money out of America's Social Security checks to recover millions in unpaid student debt, a trend set to accelerate as more baby boomers retire. The government has collected about $1.1 billion from Social Security recipients of all ages to go toward unpaid student debt, including $171 million last year. It goes on to say that garnishments are designed to minimize losses to taxpayers who ultimately cover any unpaid debt on federal loans. We, the taxpayer, have to pay for these losses that they can't collect from people that are aging, that backed their kids' loans that the kids can't pay, or took out loans themselves that they can't pay. And we're the ones holding the bill so they could get educations in worthlessness. Who made up this crap? It's just to support these colleges that don't pay any taxes. Isn't that a joke? And look at the lap of luxury so many of these presidents of colleges and other officials in the colleges live so high on the hog, because that's what they are. And we're footing the bill. Overall, about 7 million Americans age 50 and older owe about $205 billion, and 1 in 3 are in default. Nice, huh? Great. And talking about nice and great, pollution failures sparked dissent as smog red alerts hit 460 million people in northern China. A story about how bad this pollution is. Again, buy and sell China. A lot of people are exiting, stage right. And The people that want to fight it are afraid to fight it because they say the government will crack down on it. And this is how the governments all around the world come up with the same BS, just different language, different people. 2 weeks ago, Beijing city legislature considered classifying smog, you ready for this, as a weather disaster. The move was questioned by environmentalists who said it would help polluters escape responsibility for a man-made situation. So they're saying 460 million. You could triple that number. And good news. U.S. announces end of anti-ISIS campaign in Libya. Yeah, more failure. So we'll call it a day. That's all it is. They'll be back. You watch. A new statement from U.S. AFRICOM Command has declared the U.S. military campaign against ISIS in Libya to be concluded following the fall of the last ISIS territory in the city Sirte in recent weeks. 495 airstrikes were launched over the course of the conflict. 495 airstrikes, slaughtering people and costing us money. What a bunch of...
That was bullshit.
That's right. And this isn't. Pentagon memo shows Trump not seeking military confrontation with Russia. Newly released memo said that this is from the outgoing Undersecretary of Defense Brian McKeon. They detail the defense priorities of the incoming Trump administration. And they go on to say that the administration wants to eliminate, that they're not looking to fight with Russia. But here's the negative. The memo also said the administration wants to eliminate spending caps on the military to increase its overall size. Great. Isn't that wonderful? More money being spent. However, 3 nations meet for Syria talks excluding the U.S. Russia, Iran, Turkey met in Moscow on Tuesday to work toward political accord to end Syria's nearly 6-year war, leaving the United States on the sidelines as countries sought to drive the ending of the conflict in ways that serve their interests. How's that for propaganda, huh? In ways that serve their interest. Ben Hubbard and David Sanger. Oh, Sanger has a long track record of putting this kind of propaganda out. So here you have it. Looks like there's going to be a winding down of the war in Syria. Trump doesn't want to get involved in it. This is very positive. Because as they keep headlining what's going on in Syria, barely a peep from the prostitutes about what's going on in Mosul, as that slaughter in a city twice the size, almost, of Aleppo. Look at this photo of the New York Times. Carnage, hunger, and fear in a war of attrition to free Mosul from ISIS. Look at those happy, smiling faces, huh? Hey, that's Mosul. Yeah, the slaughter's going on unabated, but they show a happy face. But look at the hypocrisy of the people in the New York Times when they talk about Aleppo. Look at the pictures they show of refugees fleeing and a destroyed Aleppo. But they don't do that with Iraq. You know why? Because they're prostitutes. That's just who they are. And then finally, speaking about the New York Times and how the coverage keeps going down and how they keep pumping things up and put big pictures up there when they have no words to write, check this story out. Taxpayers finance a cancer drug for private profit. Oh, it's a terrible story about how we support Big Pharma. But look at how they blow this story up. Because they don't have a lot to report, because they keep firing staff all over the world. That's right, not only in the U.S. Fourth Estate, rest in peace. That's why we bring you the TrendsJournal, Trend Alerts, Trends in the News, Trends Monthly, the only place where you'll read history before it happens. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News.